let's do a classic Ultramarine. So you know, we did the speed painted thing. I like it. It's like my army's done. It was a store demo. So we start with Cantor blue. The black primer here. We're gonna make sure that we have a good solid Cantor blue base on everything. So we're doing this, and we're doing like 2 coats because we really want that like clean blue. We don't want the black showing through here. Rinse this up. We're not gonna clean it per se. We're just gonna rinse it real quick. They're all pretty much similar. But then, you know, if this is too vibrant for you, if you want that more toned down look, it's gonna give us like a really, really bright blue, which I really like. So we're gonna go slowly, but we're gonna, excuse me here. We're gonna go slowly, but we're gonna build this color into something. It's gonna be probably, you know, a good 60%, at least 60% of our Space Marine. And then you can give it just like a slight angle, especially to reach like these lower parts, just if you want some more, especially like on the legs and stuff. So now if you look at it from the top, it's we have like, you know, like this bright guy that's catching all of the thing, but then as you flip it, it's kind of darker. Where now, if you look at it from you know, roughly like a straight angle, you already start to see some sort of definition between the super light and the super dark. And that's what we want. So we can build it a little bit more. If there's areas you want more shine, you know, more pop, more bang for your buck, as they say. Okay, so now we're left here with a bunch of choices about what we want to do. There's a variety depending on your preference. You can go much if you like them lighter and cleaner, or with a much steeper contrast, or if you like them a little bit more on the, we'll say, historical side. So what we're going to do is we're going to mix in, and we're just going to add that into our whatever is remaining of our blue. We're going to add Lothern blue, and I know another elven color, Calidor Sky, and now Lothern blue. And then this one, it says blue, but you have to go really lightly with this because it's got that turquoise feel to it. But that's okay because we really want to use it ever so lightly. All right, let's use the Calgar blue next. So this one's much lighter. You could also just add white, but adding white to blue is always a little bit weird. All right, so now we have a much lighter blue. So we're gonna do it pretty much what we did last time, but now we're gonna be much lighter. So instead of having like kind of an entire coverage of our model, we're just going to pick some areas that we want to highlight, like the face, the top of the backpack, the top of the shoulder plates, and we're just going to highlight those. We're going to go slowly, and we're just going to start from the top, and we're going to work our way kind of around these areas. And you can see it's not like that big of a that like super steep transition, where the Lothern blue would have been a little bit more, maybe we'll say aggressive, I guess. This one here, much smoother. We're also going slowly. So I dig this, and now we have a big like transition from like super light blue to super dark blue from underneath. So when we look at our guy from mill, so all of these like cracks into the armor, all the cracks and all the plating, right now they're kind of all blended in. We don't want that. So we're kind of using this a little bit more like a glaze and less like a wash. And so now, and this is very, like Draconov Nightshade is very potent. Okay, so it's going to be very dark. So your marine is going to go from, you know, a light smurfing to you know, a dark smurfing. That's perfectly fine. We are ready for it. This is exactly what we want. Because now it gets to now we get to get that dark blue in all of these like crevices and everywhere, which is nice. Which is exactly what we want. Like, we want that effect, but we don't really want to work for it. Like, as much as I like blacklining, if you do an entire army, you really don't want to spend like half a day blacklining a unit of Marine. So if we can kind of cheat that effect in, we'll do it. And this is how we do so. So again, I'm going slowly. I'm trying not to let the wash pool anywhere. Which of course, obviously, as I say this, it's pulled on top of the head. So we're working on that one even coat. And I know Duncan likes 2 thin coats, but I like 1 even coat when it comes to washes. That's okay. Okay, so now we're moving down. So some areas that are not armor, like the plates and everything, I'm trying to avoid. But if you wanted, you could take like a much larger brush and then just like do the entire model and speed up this whole process. It's okay, you know, but it's not that time consuming to do it once correctly, rather than try to like. There's a lot more ways that we can speed up this process that I don't think it's necessary to do it at this stage. To try to shortcut this, because then you end up with like the pooling and everything. And so now, the good thing about like going very lightly here is that it's practically already dry. So yeah, so what we're doing right now is 1 light coat of Drakenhof Nightshade, and this is gonna work even better with the newer one once it's released. All right. Working fine. And so now we're basically doing exactly what we did in that last step. Okay, so we're re-highlighting everything. Now it's important to wait for our guide to be dry, otherwise we're gonna end up pushing the shade around, and we really don't want that. This is not great. Pushing the shade around is not great. You're gonna mess up 2 effects instead of 1, so don't do that. So we can keep using our Calgar because now we're painting it with a brush and in very specific areas, so it is going to look lighter. But we could also go like the next level painting kind of a route, you know, the Kenny Boucher special, and go with a much lighter blue to do all of these effects, all of these highlights. This again, I think this is a matter of preference. I think adding highlights is really nice because you get to add like some cool crispiness to the armor and everything. I want to add some effect, but I don't want it to be like the main thing. Let's do some gold here first, I guess. I like to do gold first just because of that eagle. The eagle, the chest eagle, is kind of a hard place to do. So we're gonna do Retributor armor. It's my favorite gold. So now we're gonna take our time because we don't really want to touch up that blue, right? Like we spent like poured in six coats of blue here, and these things, because they're all, if you look at them, they're always like lines, right? Like they are. You could mix in Ushab T-Bone, into the Incubi Darkness, and then we're just really looking for quick highlights. We'll do Gunmetal from the Army Painter. I like this one. Like if a company mess up Dark Silver, Games Workshop has like terrible colors, but their Dark Silver is very clean. You know, Army Painter is also a fuck ton of like bad colors, but so this is just a fine one, and then we can highlight this, and we're gonna highlight it with Doombull Brown, which is kind of good reddish brown. Doombull is really interesting. You know, like if we go overboard with the highlighting, we can just shade this with Nuln Oil again. However, if we do it just right, we kind of only need to do these 2 colors, and we're gonna have really nice looking pouches and everything. Somewhat dark, and then we're gonna blend in some red and some like bone color. So these colors, we want to mute them kind of as much as possible. We want to have the same effect, but we don't want the colors to stand out, because otherwise the only thing that you'll notice when you look at this guy is the little purity seals. So we got that little red. We're gonna add just a quick highlight on it, just to, because we're definitely gonna add the shading as well, but might as well make it interesting, and we can not compensate this, but because classic, I like my Ultramarine with grain details, but the real like official color for Ultramarines details is red, like so the eyes and lens and whatnot. In our case, it's going to be a City 5 base because that's the one we have. But any like kind of a mid-tone is going to look really nice because that blue is just going to go like... Apparently left with F of the base in there. And then if you want to add like some sort of weathering, like if you had like a desert base, you could add it here. It would be interesting to add just like a little yellow or a little... You need that effect added on there. So I'm a savage when I play with my miniatures, so they need to be glued on there tight and hold for eternity. Otherwise I will break them. And this is a model made for gameplay, so it would be used in a real theater of war, which is my hands. And now, lo and behold, once the base is like not blue, our guy now stands out a lot more. And now we got like we are the proud owners of a fancy Ultramarines. It took less than an hour to do, and we could do like a whole squad. We could do multiple squads, almost an entire army this way, because all of these techniques are perfect for an army. The only thing left now for us is to do the side of the base in black, because it looks nicer. Like so, there we go. All right. If you do a desert base, like brown and yellow are kind of really nice as well. You don't really need to do black, but black will work most of the time. So this guy here, 20 minutes. Now obviously they're not the same level, same quality, but the thing, this 20 minutes, you can get a whole army, 1 hour-ish to get your little guy, and then it's kind of they both would look sweet. Not in the same army, obviously, but in different armies.